Brady. I'm running for mayor, and I'm here because I'm excited about entrepreneurism in Portland.
What motivated you to throw your hat into the ring on the mayoral race?
I get into this race because I do think Portland is a great place to live, and it is for most people a tough place to find a job. And we've got to break through this myth that we have. We have a crazy myth here in Portland that says that you can't have a progressive city and a vibrant economy at the same time. It's a little bit of an anti-business myth. And one of the things, and in fact, the reality is you can't have this beautiful lifestyle, livable city without a vibrant economy. And the tech sector gives me great hope that we can break through that myth, that we can show that success is a good thing for our city. It's a good thing for our students, and it really adds to the fabric and the culture. It shows that there can be really good businesses that can be very successful, that can give back to our community and can grow into this spectacular economic ecosystem.
You're an entrepreneur yourself several times, so maybe talk a little bit about your experience being an entrepreneur and starting your own company.
You know, I wasn't an entrepreneur to start with. I became an entrepreneur. I have a very strong value system that says that you gotta be able to, you can change the world and have a business at the same time. So part of what my goal in life is trying to figure out, how do you do those things together? I had a vision that you could actually do social change most effectively through business. I came to Portland at age 24, and I had 2 small children, and I had my values intact. I was a young activist, and I took a job at Nature's Fresh Northwest, which was a small grocery company, and for $5 an hour. I was really committed, right? And I worked my way up to human resources director, and that's where I learned about business. That's where I learned about balance sheets and profit and loss statements and how to build a workplace culture. And I learned the most important thing, which is no margin, no mission. If you want to do good things, you got to be able to support it financially and to create some success. And I fell in love with entrepreneurs. And I said, you know what, these folks really know how to change the world, how to dream a new idea and then make something out of nothing, create value for people, create success, create jobs for a community, and are truly innovative, future-oriented thinkers. So in the 90s, I worked in high tech. I took a job as an operations director in a high-tech operation called graphic media. It was one of those things where I saw this little genius called multimedia. And multimedia was a brand new idea, and a CD-ROM was a brand new idea, and you could put multimedia on a CD-ROM and it played on this thing called the World Wide Web. And I said, this is genius. There is genius in this. And I said, this is an entrepreneurial venture I want to be a part of. So I helped to grow that company. It was, in 5 years, it was bought and sold 6 times, and ended up with Computer Associates, which was the 3rd largest software company in the world. I made a bunch of people a lot of money, and I made our family enough money to be able to invest in New Seasons Market, which we did in 1999. My husband and I and 2 other families and 50 of our friends founded New Seasons Market. And it was an extraordinary experience. It's one of those experiences where you risk everything, your entire life savings. We were getting ready to put our kids through college, so it was the ultimate risk. And interesting, here's for the tech community, you might remember this. This was the era of Webvan or homegrocer.com, and we were all gonna buy our groceries online. And so to start a bricks and mortar company was a risk. But we said, you know what, there's a small genius in this that says you can actually create a neighborhood grocery company that builds the regional food economy, and you can do it in a big and important way.
A lot of people say being a politician, running a campaign is a lot like being an entrepreneur running a startup. So maybe talk about what it's been like in the initial days of running for.
I didn't know that other people say that, but I say that all the time. It's running a campaign is really a 7-day-a-week deal. The only difference between having a startup grocery company and starting a campaign is that in the grocery company, the coolers can go down in the middle of the night. So you're actually on call in the middle of the night. At least in the campaign, you actually get to sleep a little bit, yeah. But it's a lot of work, and it's a barn raising. Just like being an entrepreneur and starting a company is, it takes as many people as you have and all the hours that you have to put it together.
That's, you touch on something that sometimes comes up as a weakness of Portland, is the educational system, or even the higher educational system. What could we be doing there to improve the entrepreneurship or business? What do you see as opportunities there?
Mm-hmm. And one thing is that, of course, it's not the mayor's direct responsibility, right? You have no official responsibility on the K through 12 system or the higher education system. But you have to be able to say, if you're a strong leader, that this is one of the most critical issues facing this city. Great cities, think about the great cities you know. You're probably a well-traveled person. Great cities have really strong cultural centers, strong regional transportation centers, memorable parks, and an education system that's world-class, a higher education system that's world-class. They have all those things because they have a vibrant economy and civic leadership to make it happen. We have an OHSU program, Bio-Life Sciences program, emerging that really is a world-class program. We should have a high school system that feeds right into that. Instead of OHSU having to recruit from outside, we should be growing our kids right into that system. And we should have a high-tech center and at PSU, at U of O, that is world-class. And we should have a high school system, again, that's feeding kids right into that system. And we've got to hold the bar high to get there.